Hello and welcome to the Poorhammer Podcast, episode 122. I'm your host, Brad. This is my co-host, Eric.
How's it going?
We're not actually here, though. We're pre-recorded. This is a clip show.
This is the past.
But this is also a clip show where all of the clips are new to you. Checkmate. Barilio has set you guys up with a very fun episode idea. He has compiled a bunch of clips that our patrons get the full giant versions of, that we make bonus content out of for when we have a break between seasons. Normally, these would just be for the patrons who pay us enough and all that jazz, see the screen on YouTube. And this is a little taster of the hours of bonus content they get each and every season for keeping the show running.
Yeah, we generally try and take around this time a couple weeks off. But, I mean, a clip show's basically taking a week off, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately for us, it's not going to be vacation this time. We're working on a secret special project that you'll see next week, assuming nothing went wrong after I recorded this line. So please be sure to tune in for next week's episode as well, because it's going to be a gigantic one.
Yeah, it's actually pretty awesome.
So while we're working on that, please enjoy a whole bunch of off-topic and bloopers and shenanigans and just the worst ideas imaginable. And there's more of them available at patreon.com/solely-singleton. I almost forgot half of the point of this episode.
Hilariously, I was just gonna let it happen. I was like, wow, we really should have shilled for the, the whole Patreon thing. But like, no, this is gonna be great when Bricky gets a message of like, they had an entire episode and didn't say anything once that was useful.
We're really good at this. Yeah, so if you want more of the stuff you're seeing in this clip show, it will be available to our patrons over there. There will be a link below in the show notes or descriptions, or maybe a pinned comment. Who knows? Depends on how it gets done. Bye! Without any further ado, let's get into this.
And this intro is a potential option of what would normally be in bonus content, so sounds good.
We're a disaster. That's honestly the greatest that I forgot to do the shilling.
There was like a couple times where it was like, it felt like you were leading into it, and then you just like didn't, and I was like, well, I mean, you went into something else, so clearly it wasn't one of those like, oh, we'll just, okay, Eric, you do the thing. I was just like, no, this is going to be fucking hilarious when nothing, like when we just don't say anything.
Well, since I know Barilio just kept it rolling, while you're all here, we also have merch. You can find it below. It's at Orchid 8. Maybe the objective markers are in stock. Who knows?
I mean, suffering from success or something like that if it gets sold out again.
No, the thing with the Leman Russ is half of the Leman Russes are a different box.
I thought they stopped that.
No, the Leman Russ doesn't build all the Leman Russes. Half of them are in the Leman Russ Demolisher, which is the Chode Gun one. That one is a different box.
Yeah, I remember that was, but I thought they fixed that intent.
Let me go check. I'll check the GW store. I don't think they fixed that because I think the Leman Russ has a really weird sprue because it's old. Yeah. So it came out like 2 times with entirely different fucking shit. Oh, they literally only list the Leman Russ once now. So maybe they did fix it.
I thought I remember seeing something of like, yeah, they're all together, but I wasn't sure if that was like...
Nope, they must have fixed it, which is probably also why they upped it to $80 fucking dollars.
Nice.
What the fuck?
Didn't they just do a price increase like 2 weeks ago?
Please hold.
Trying to confirm if this is legit or
I guess they increased the price to $80. The Horus Heresy one just did the same.
Oh, wow. We're gonna have to stop doing these cheap army things. Somebody at GW is watching and going, ooh, this is the efficient one. We can raise that one a little bit.
Yeah, I think the next cheap army one is going to be us showing off 3D printers, which will be the best third episode joke of us being fed up and just fucking being like, here's how cheap an army is. $500 buys you a printer. We own every army. Printer go brrr. $80 fucking dollars. I can't get over that.
I mean, how much is the Big Brother?
The Dorn?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I know what happened. It's not $80. It thought I was in Canada.
Wow.
How does GW not know where you are when every other website on the planet does?
Do you have an ad blocker of some type on?
I mean, yeah, but...
Well, it's GW, man. They're in England. They don't understand electricity, so...
Okay, the Leman Russ is $65. So they did not randomly increase the price of that box $15 fucking dollars. Thank God. I was like fuming.
It would have been kind of ridiculous.
Yards are a scam. My life never improved more than when I bought a fucking lawn mowing company to not deal with my yard ever again. Like the last 3 years, owning a house has been a dream compared to before then because I don't deal with my fucking yard.
Yeah. I remember you bitching about trying to find a person to do it.
Okay, so the first company was a problem. There has been a single incident where the guy with the weed whip bashed the corner of my shed and fucked up the one panel, so I gotta rip the panel off and go slap a new one up there and paint it green.
Yeah, just throw some duct tape on it and spray paint it.
No.
It's not like that shed was 3 years of misery to build.
No. That shed better outlive this house, is all I'm saying.
It very well might.
I don't want to talk about this one. I had a bad week and you're not helping me. The fuck betrayal is this? Oh no, I love the look of my Necrons. I hate my paint scheme because it's a 17-step process. So the color on the shoulders is a famously awful color to paint, and all of that blue energy in his ribs and on that gun is horrendous to paint. In addition to the fact that that's 3 colors to get the silver, then another to get the black in the bone areas between the meaty chunks of silver, and then a black on the entire gun, then resilvering the ribby part of the gun in the back, gold on the face and the heka, and then washing that one color, washing the rest of the body another color, doing the back shoulder plates, then washing the back shoulder plates with a different wash, whiting out all of the areas that have to turn blue, and then using my custom mix to turn that into the blue-white color, which is 2 layers to do that. And then you are finally done with that section.
So it's a billion-step process, and it was your first...
And it was my first paint job on a army that is famously simple to paint up to a standard where people like it. I didn't even mention that your name was Bricky at the front of the episode either.
No.
I just introduced you as the guy who can't keep my objective markers in stock, and that was it.
They'll get it from the thumbnail.
Maybe if Shy didn't have to Discord message me earlier and be like, why is everyone commenting about shovels on the video?
Yes.
You do realize,
dude,
that this is a huge no-no in YouTube culture, right?
Fuck you. What was Magnus was told to do nothing wrong and he did nothing wrong, because I've got 500 copies of that on my episode.
Oh yeah, because
fuck off.
Yeah, wait, I didn't tell them to go do that though. You just happen to be the recipient because you're wrong. I will say there was the Magnus did the best he could with the information at his disposal thing. I raise you the other GT winning list. All caps, rates are completely balanced, and anyone who disagrees with me has to get within 12 inches.
Yep. Has to get within 12 inches of my wraiths.
Oh. See, and honestly, I wish that we had even better, list database type stuff, especially coming from Magic, but we could enjoy stuff like that more.
Dude, Eric and I were sitting next to a couple of hibachi, and the woman looked so much like if your wife just dyed her hair black.
That's kind of wild.
Exactly like her, but with pitch black hair. The guy looked nothing like you, though.
That's really weird, because she did dye her hair black.
And went to Michigan.
She's been gone for a week.
That's just a crazy coincidence.
It is funny, though, because the husband kept staring at us because we're talking podcast plans.
Oh, yeah.
And he's very clearly not listening to his wife and eavesdropping on our conversation the whole time.
That is actually why I noticed.
Yeah, because he was eyes glued on us trying to listen to our conversation.
And it was okay,
I'm looking
at
his wife, and he's probably like, why the fuck's this guy looking at my wife? Primaris now is called whatever set armor. The original Intercessor armor starts with a T. It's a keyword on their data card.
Oh, I don't think it is a keyword on the data card.
Yes, it is. I'll prove it. Tacticus.
Is it really a keyword?
Yep, Tacticus. It's why they can't go in rhinos.
There's no rules.
Yeah.
Oh,
specifically to keep them out of old Marine vehicles.
That's okay. All right.
No, that was like the big joke when 10th started, is they were like, we're getting rid of Primaris, and everyone cheered and clapped because they're simpletons, and they're like, yes, everyone can go with everyone, it's all happy now, and they named the new armor Tacticus, Phobos, and Gravis, and the old armor got called whatever, and they made the Rhinos rules like, can carry all infantry, not Tacticus, Phobo, Gravis, Terminator.
Well, Phobos and Gravis were already kind of like a bit more of a staple, but I didn't know that Tacticus was a thing.
Yeah, Tacticus is the new name for the Primaris armor sets. Got home, was getting stuff together in the living room, was like, ow, something bit my arm. Checked my arm, there was a tick trying to eat me.
Ooh.
And I'm like, the one time I go to the outdoors.
I mean, good to catch it before it just fucking sits there for the next 6 months.
Yeah, I just ran over, grabbed a paper towel, and just tore his ass off me.
You make sure that, like, the head
Yeah.
wasn't still.
No, he literally must have, like, scraped me while trying to start biting me.
Yeah.
Because I was just able to rip him right off. I didn't even draw blood, but...
Fucking outdoors, man.
This is why we don't go outside. Sorry, I was reading YouTube comments. There were some funny ones. Dude, we have so many comments on this episode. The ratio is fucking insane.
When I was able to watch it, I had a later lunch, so it was like 12:40-ish. It was after 12:30. I think there was like 200 comments or something like that, and there was only like 3,000 views.
We're at 12.4K views right now in under 11 hours.
That's solid. That's actually really good for day one.
It's like literally only behind the Dreadnought episode right now. So to put this in perspective, we've got 53,000 views on the Dreadnought episode. The Dreadnought episode has 200 comments. The lore episode, a little spicier topic. Only 22K views, still 221 comments.
What about the picking your second army? That had a bunch of people like, oh, this is my story. That one had a lot.
That's 30,000 views and 350 comments.
Yeah, that is a lot, dude.
We're at 12,400 views. We're at 276 comments already.
Holy fucking shit. Do we need to make sure that there's no bot just like fucking with us?
No, because I went through and read a shitload of them, and it's just people having ideas. But holy fuck, did this get people talking.
That's crazy. I mean, I guess I kind of get it, because it was like,
it's a, hey, we dreamed up, part one, and then everyone just starts piling on their ideas and input, which is great.
This is why it won't work, and this is why I don't like your idea.
Although, a lot of this is why this won't work is, so you haven't thought of this. GW is stupid.
I'm actually going to go through and read a bunch of them during this weekend, because seeing some of the stuff in the Discord that they shared, I was like, holy fuck, these are like actual, like, I thought we were being fucking clever. These are like products that exist.
The Gundam one, I only vaguely knew of. I knew that Gundam had multicolored sprues, but I did not know that a $10 Gundam sprue makes something the size of a fucking ghost keel with already pre-made trim work and everything. And I'm like, holy
Tao's in shambles.
Holy when Tao is just a Gundam ripoff, if we're being honest, it's shocking how poorly done by comparison it is.
Yeah. I mean, like I was saying in the Discord, to me, I never paid attention to the prices after a kid when I wanted some of them. So they were expensive.
Yeah.
Because they were $20-$30 or whatever. And that's just not a normal price for a kid to get a toy that's, with that. And it's just, it never re-updated since the kid brain of, oh, it's expensive. Well, no, it's not.
They're most expensive crazy kits, although they do have the hyper $1,000 kits, but the normal most expensive crazy kits are just a big Warhammer model.
The bigger ones are cheaper than the top tier Warhammer models,
Yep.
the Magnus and that stuff. That's crazy, but it's so sad that GW never do it.
So, how far did you get in Elden Ring?
Oh, I didn't even start the expansion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so unfortunately, there's this thing. Have you played Elden Ring?
I'm halfway through the expansion.
Oh, shit. Okay, so you're aware of the phrase vigor check, correct?
Yes. I saw a clip. If you go up into our video games channel, I think, or podcast or somewhere, someone linked me a clip of you, what I thought was at the beginning of your stream. But you have what looks to be about a third of the vigor you should have when you beat Moog.
Correct. I have not beaten Moog. So, unfortunately, there is a situation involved in that I've decided to put myself into where I decided to level up every stat exactly equally. So, I've decided the max mining build. So, I have exactly 24 vigor at the time of fighting Moog. We may adjust this and make it every stat level equally except for vigor, which is doubled.
Yeah, that's more correct. Just so you know, like, when you enter the expansion, every basic mob hits as hard as Melania.
I heard they were all mounted top of the Giants level, like cracked.
I have, I think, 50 vigor on my build. I get 3 shot by average mobs.
Good stuff, good stuff.
I did have the enjoyable experience last night of I played it on my TV downstairs so the wife could watch. And I would push the roll button, let go of the roll button, and then go to push it again before my character would roll, just due to the input lag from streaming from my PC downstairs to my TV and then to my wireless controller. It was like a solid half-second lag.
That's always good.
Sounds like dog shit to me.
That was an exceptionally fun way to try to start the expansion yesterday. It was horrendous. Dragon Maid is one of those shows that will just randomly be on at our house. Absolutely.
Dragon Maid. Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
Just good fucking junk food.
Yeah, I never really got, like, into it, but...
You don't get into it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like
it's just
fine.
comfy shit. Slice of life bullshit. Nothing bad happens. It's to make your day better.
There's no actual seriousness. It's just like, don't worry about things. It'll be okay.
Slice of life becomes important the older and deader inside you become. Uru camp is required for every, like, 35-year-old man. It's about 12-year-old girls going camping. It sounds fucking stupid, but it'll warm your soul.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember, like, is that actually just laid back camp?
Yeah, laid back camp is the English name, I think, but Uru camp is what it was called when I went and got it because it didn't have an official name in America yet.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember if that was like they actually called it or if that was like the translation of like, nah, it's just laid back. That's just what it is. Don't worry about it. I mean, do you want to watch 33-year-olds camping?
Yeah. Also, they're high schoolers, technically, but they're Japanese. They look 12. Just don't touch them. They're underage no matter what. I don't care if she says she's 500 years old and a dragon. Don't fucking touch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that free Rin Beyond Journey's End, I want to get when it finishes. Misfit of a Demon King was a really fun season 1. I hope season 2 is equally trashy. That was one of the ones we watched for like drunk after work bashing, and we ended up loving it.
Reborn as a vending machine's actually getting an anime? The fuck?
Cactar's laughing because he knows that this is how every recording works. These young fools don't know what they got into with a live recording.
This is pretty good.
You know how every break season, when you guys get 2 hours or 3 hours of content out of nowhere, that you're like, man, they recorded all this fun extra bonus content that got released to us for a Christmas present. This is where that gets made.
That's true.
You're in it.
Welcome.
Borrelia's not crying. He's going to wait for us to text the timestamp of when the episode starts. He doesn't hear any of this.
He's just going to be annoyed that we didn't do the ping pong right at the beginning, and then after we did it, we did another off topic.
They had the developer guy there who was like, oh, and we've got a new app, guys, try it out. He was like so fucking excited, and I felt like that with like me, where it's like, oh yeah, our product finally isn't shit anymore. Please check it out. I gotta say, I hope that his honest joy when he said that is like, I finally got it pushed through. We're making a new app. It's finally good. It's not that piece of shit we've been trying to get you to buy with Warhammer Plus this whole time.
We finally got the budget to do it.
There was a leaked backroom thing, not public info, that we don't know if it's real or not, but it sounds really real. where the reason the AOS app has always been good and the 40K app they made was hot trash is those are not made by GW. They are outsourced to like random Indian company, and they weren't the same one.
Yeah.
Because when they did the 40K one, it was like they got a good deal from this other joint and they've got the contract for like 3 years or whatever, and then they just like failed to deliver and it was a complete pile of shit and they, had no ability to support the thing.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping this is just, hey, we swapped over to the company we should have used in the first place, and the AOS team is handling this app.
Right.
Because theirs is fine.
Yeah.
It's not like stellar, but it is perfectly workable.
And that's all I really need out of it. You know what I mean? Like, I would like it to be good.
I want it to be an alternative to Battlescribe. I don't need it to be better than Battlescribe, but at least let me have a choice on which one I use.
Yeah.
Right now, there is no choice.
There is no choice. There really isn't. So hopefully, I see no reason that it's not possible so long as they actually have the resources to do it correctly. Yeah, I think that's how it works. Just steal ideas. Worked for the Romans.
Without any further ado, though, let's jump into putting the gaming psychographics to each of the factions in 40K.
Wow, that sounds fun.
Without any further ado, though, let's figure out what type of player enjoys which army in 40K.
Or you could say, that's a bit more fun, what type of player you are.
Without any further ado, though, let's jump into having some fun figuring out what kind of player you are.
Sounds good.
There's going to be some great bonus content from that opening.
Like, good lord, dude. Like, how do you make the most boring intro ever?
Having a stroke over here, it's fine.
Let me use big words that don't mean anything to most people.
Adeptus Custodes. The Custodes are alchemically.
Yeah.
Had to write that word, didn't I, It's true, though. Like, that's their thing, is alchemical, whatever the fuck is the name of their ability.
Yeah, I was like, it's the right word, but oof.
Adeptus Custodes. The Custodes are alchemically handcrafted.
You got it right, too.
I know.
Then you just
Lost
assumed
the rest
you
of the
didn't and
sentence.
stopped.
150% of my focus was on that word. It ended, I was like, done.
Got it.
Cut that take into the rest of the take. The Custodes are alchemically handcrafted.
Yeah. So did you finish all of your Chaos Knights?
No, that's not what I was working on all week.
What the hell, dude? You had the whole week off. Obviously, I assumed that you were going to be doing Chaos Knights because they're so good right now.
I brought 2 of them home, and I was like, oh, if I get done with my demons early, I guess I could work on these. A. No. B. Fuck that news.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's like aggravating how stupid it is.
I'm with you.
Like, they just literally went, does this have towering? Increase points.
So, okay, the funny part about that is they didn't, though. They missed some.
I'm sure they did. Oh yeah, didn't they only do one of the knots?
They only did one of the knots.
Yeah. No, the funnier part is they did shit like the Rampager, which doesn't have guns. They're like, towering is too good. Let's nerf everything with towering. And you're like, it's a downside without guns, you jackasses.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Literally only 2 of these things are problems. One of them is Imperial Knights, who have cracked rules. The other one, you just nerfed to oblivion because it was Eldar. No one else was a problem.
Yeah, they saw the rug and went, nope.
The worst part is, Chaos Knights were already a sub 50% win rate faction.
Oh, fuck off. There's not even remotely enough to even say shit about
There's
that.
not enough data, but it still pisses me off that there is 0 data to back up. There is negative.
That's fair. The limited pool of data that we have would prove the opposite.
None of it says that needed a nerf. You are correct. There is not enough for it to actually matter.
Jesus Christ.
Deep Strike is worst for melee. Demons is 85% melee.
Yeah.
Because it's like not even just, Tzeentch's shooty. Tzeentch's still partially melee.
Which is kind of wrong to me, but
I get it.
The screamers kind of have to be. They don't have any. They're literally like flying buzzsaw creatures.
Yeah. Well, so the problem there is not screamers. It's the fact that there's not enough other units that are ranged to offset the fact that there's screamers.
Hey, occasionally a Nurgle unit or a Khorne unit will have a ranged attack of throwing a skull. And sometimes Slanesh's whips are guns, depending on what edition you're in.
Never really paid attention to the lore on that.
It's not a lore thing. It's literally just some additions to make the whip be ranged. They turn it into like a gun profile. But in 8th edition, they were all fucked up because they were all guns, but they were like, this gun can be shot in combat even though it's not a pistol because it's a whip.
Yeah.
And doesn't get any downside for doing so. And like they were all like written like drunkards.
Yeah. One of those, like, we had a cool idea and then
The rules did not support this.
had no fucking idea how to make it actually work. So we just kept writing and eventually we landed at this. Good luck.
Yeah, I don't know in 10th if their melee weapons are ranged, to be honest. I didn't read my Slanesh shit that much. They're staying in a box. I don't like Slanesh. If I play Slanesh, I will play the one fun Slanesh list, which is just Keeper of Secrets spam.
Yeah, it's fun.
Which, granted, they have whips, but you would be stupid to not equip a 5-up Feel No Pain. So you're never going to use a whip.
Yeah. I didn't know they had whips either, though, so.
Yeah, they have like 4 hands you can switch out. It's either whip, sword, shield, or bare hand.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah, and the one Slanesh unit that's like really good is not good because of the unit, it's because it has a busted rule. Like the actual like side ability. It's the only thing I read on it because it was so good.
I would not know what that one would be.
Yes, the whip is a 12-inch assault weapon now. And it's a 9-inch weapon for Selesky. And it's the Lashes of Torment, which is a 6-inch weapon on Hellflayers.
That's the one I remember seeing and going, the fuck is the point?
Because it's a vehicle, so it can do it in combat. So it's literally just, it's extra attacks that can be done at ranged.
That one's also a pistol, though.
Yeah, so you can use it in combat.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, it's so you can use it in combat without it getting -1 to hit. Big Guns Never Tire would give it -1 to hit if it didn't have that.
Okay. Still.
Also, actually, they might not be a vehicle. They might be mounted. They're mounted. They couldn't do it without it.
Fucking forgot about mounted. That sort of makes sense, but it's still like, fuck off with your 6-inch.
All right.
Looking forward to the next edition where they make a 3-inch one.
Is that just lore accurate for your pistol, Eric?
What? I'll take it. Obviously, it was a good day.
I was in the pool. Oh god, we never did ping pong. Ping. The day this episode goes live on YouTube, if you go to our channel, there should be a community post, which is like a tab at the top of the channel page, because I don't understand why YouTube's UI is so bad.
Oh my god. You're such a fucking boomer.
It is. It's so bad.
Yeah, keep going. Explain how to get to YouTube with the HTTPS ... thingy.
You don't have to type S. It's a character you don't need.
You're not wrong.
I hear water.
Are you pissing yourself?
No. It might be my wife doing something in the laundry room.
Sheep. Never mind.
Yeah, ask that one on air. Ask that one on air. I fucking double dog dare you.
Not quite drunk enough yet.
Ask that on the final cut and see what happens.
Oh no, she knows where I live.
Do the newer era of Necron lore follow the like their immortal race so they don't really change? You know what I mean? Like in most lore, especially if it's like a human lore kind of thing, there's a progression of you started out and you've grown, but like that's not supposed to happen for the Necrons, right? Like they're immortals, they're robots essentially. They're not supposed to like improve themselves.
It's complicated because of like how 40K doesn't understand how souls should work in the setting. Every time it's brought up, it's entirely slightly different on how they want it to work this time. A soul in 40k is whatever the plot requires it to be.
Because, like, there's the AdMech has, like, machine god souls or whatever, right?
The machine spirit.
It's the same fucking thing.
It's AI, but technically sort of not. It's like Chat GPT or whatever the fuck it's called. That's a machine spirit.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. That's not what I thought it was at all. I thought they were little, like, gnome things in the machines.
No. No, machine spirit is the whole, like, AI is a horrible, horrible thing. Also, we don't understand what we're talking about and use it constantly.
Very human-like.
Well, I mean, they are human, but
Are they, though?
AdMech, yeah. They're the cult of Mars. Like, I'm going to end up going down huge tangents of fucking lore with you.
I mean, I look at the AdMech things and I'm like, yeah, it looks humanoid, but a lot of bits and pieces that are not flesh.
Well, Skitarii are really fun because, like, Skitarii is like the peasant who grows up on a forge world or any AdMech-controlled pseudo-forge world where they just have a big base. And you are essentially human cattle who get shoved onto a transport ship, sent out to, like, training, come back from training, and most of your brain is gone and replaced by a bunch of electrodes that zap you if you don't follow orders, and you are essentially a meat puppet soldier.
Yeah, which, like, is that really human? I would say no.
It gets into the whole what is a soul, what makes a human, and all that stuff. For 40k doesn't handle that well.
Okay.
We're also so far off in the weeds and are going to have to delete 20 minutes of this.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm gonna run you in tangents like crazy, dude.
So on to more specific introductions to 40k lore that I enjoy. I guess I'll start things off with like Arcs of Omen and Vashtor, because this is the one that could go south, I think.
So Arcs of Omen is the new
narrative campaign thing / this edition's Psychic Awakening books.
Yeah. What's Vashtor?
He is a chaos god, but not one of the big four, because the warp is a copy of the universe and the chaos gods are just coalesced energy in it, right?
Yeah.
They're still the rest of the universe. It's like 4 blobs in a war map blobbing up into 4 major countries. There's still all the other ones, though.
I thought those were all conquered by Tyranids.
That is a thing.
Is it really? I was just fucking around.
The Tyranids are like super anti-demon because they have the shadow and the warp, which screws up the warp wherever they are and screws up demons because the demons are warp.
That's cool.
That's a whole thing in Devastation of Baal is like a bloodthirster Carbander who is a secret simp for the Blood Angels is invading real space because the Blood Angels fucked up and is like going to destroy Baal at the same time the Tyranids attack. And it's like he gets distracted by the Tyranids because they're causing the shadow and the warp, and he ends up fighting Tyranids and saving Blood Angels instead of killing them.
Brilliant.
It's one of those things that when you read the book is taken seriously and is an interesting like final twist to like 2 bad things that are occurring. But like when you write it out, you're like, you make this Coronate demon sound like a fucking imbecile. But it's taken very seriously. When you read it, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool.
I choose rock. Good old rock never fails.
Never fails. Poor Corn always chooses rock.
Doesn't he also have something where, like, every day they sacrifice 1,000 psychers or something like that?
That part is canon.
Great.
This is where we get into what is the Golden Throne, which is like a more fan canon thing. It's been heavily hinted through author interview stuff with like the new books coming out that in old lore, the Golden Throne is keeping the Emperor alive.
Okay.
In modern lore, it seems like it's the thing. Like, the whole thing is, like, someone has to sit on it to make the Astronomicon work so that you can do space travel.
Okay.
It needs a super strong psyker to do it. During Horus Heresy, Malkador manages to do it while Emperor is off fighting Horus and poofs into dust for trying it. And he was the strongest human psyker ever.
Oh, that's not great.
There are only 2 Primarchs who were designed to sit on the throne. One of them was Magnus, the other was Logar. Both of them are traitors.
I was like, I know Magnus is a traitor.
No one cares about Logar.
Okay, but traitor anyway.
Yes. And so the Emperor gets stuck having to sit on it through like all of the invasion during Horus Heresy, and then gets interned on it for 10,000 years, right? But the throne clearly drains you to use it since it kills Malkador to try to use it. So it seems like the 1,000 Psychers sacrificed to him is in order to keep him alive or to help with the running of the throne. It was previously thought to be something keeping him alive. Instead, it looks like it's the thing that's constantly killing him since he's a perpetual. He shouldn't be able to die.
Okay.
Perpetuals in 40k are people who are like truly immortal and cannot die. Like if they die, they just poof back into existence.
Like reborn or just like...
No, like nothing happened.
Cool.
There are in Horus Heresy multiple perpetuals still left. Malkador is one of them. You can like do something that makes you lose your perpetuality, obviously, like if you fuck up way too bad, and that's what happens when he uses the throne.
Ah.
And that's right after Magnus True kills him, when Magnus is sick of his shit and just nukes Malkador, and then some other perpetual has to sacrifice themselves to bring him back. But Vulcan is technically a perpetual. Speaking of content land, the land of Wano, are you close to done?
No.
God damn it. I really want to do that.
What chapter is it supposed to be done?
The last chapter of Wano. Let me look. If it's not 1053, it's goddamn close to it.
Okay, then I've still got a decent amount.
I want to do that as a bonus episode where we rank every One Piece arc so far.
All right.
I've just reacquainted myself with the entirety of One Piece again, so...
Oh, interesting. It's like basically the end of the colored ones.
The colored ones did not get to the end of Wano when I read it. I read it about a year ago, though, so it probably creeped very close if it didn't make it there yet.
Yeah.
I had to switch to black and white for the post-fight part, and the final portion of the fight was a fan coloring because the coloring hadn't gotten there yet, and apparently there's a fan series that's faster, but it was very awkward that the color suddenly changed on everybody. Like, everyone was suddenly different slight skin tone, different shading applied. All of their outfits were different random colors.
I thought this was a fan coloring.
No, the one you're reading is the official color manga.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
The One Piece is colored up through the end of Wano now, I think, or damn near it.
That's wild.
Yep. It's been being released in color for like 15 years, but it's been catching up.
Yeah, I just always assumed those were the fan ones, because I've seen the fan ones before.